competition's fast. Since scoring in the final 8 years ago as a mere boy. Leads the line for Senegal. Senior set for the national anthems. First, the uplifting strains of La Marseillaise.
At this time, we have the prize if you are able for the national anthem of France. Remain standing if you are able for the national anthem of Senegal.
Tied together by centuries of history, for only the second time in World Cup history, France against Senegal. Well, these handshakes are evocative, no doubt, for many of their one previous never-to-be-forgotten meeting 24 years ago, when in Seoul, Korea, Senegal on World Cup debut beat the reigning champions France in the opening game of that tournament. France in disarray exited at the group stage that year. Senegal surfing a feel-good wave as far as the quarterfinals, and that is still their best ever campaign. But this is a cohort that they believe is capable of matching it. Who knows, perhaps going beyond. Start for another French adventure.
Guys, I muted because I don't want the Guys, I muted because I don't want no copyright. So when I feel like the music is over, then I will continue with it.
Giroud, the Portuguese way, to be replaced here by Senegal. A lot of shouting, and they're all away with his team and on top in January. The face of France, Kylian Mbappe. Senegal's World Cup history, one of 3 previous involvements. They've reached the knockout stage in 2 of those. There are some substantial footsteps into richness on the squad in this trend. So day 6 of USA 2026, and the 80,000 gathered at the New York, New Jersey Stadium, a treat.
The World Cup finalists by touch in the opposition's half. Become a trend, squeezing in.
Throw to be taken from the right full-back position by Diatta of Monaco in France for Senegal. Bali pursued here by Nicholas Jackson. There's semi-clearance.
Yeah, let's attempt that one from Brunei. And had space that he did. No matter what you've done in football, opening game, opening minutes of a World Cup, it's going to be a little bit sensitive, a little bit nervous for the players until they get their way into it.
This again taken up by Lamine Camara. The full-back here is Juve, and Juve flips it in. It's hidden away from in front of his own goal by Theo Hernandez.
Well, Juve, Western fans in the English Premier League will be familiar with this kind of farm-storming look. He's got such energy, and that's quality as well as energy. Begging for the teammate to be getting onto this.
Really energetic start from Senegal. Juve has now come over from left back to take a left-sided, a right-sided, left-footed corner. For which Nicholas Jackson is making himself bullishly evident right on the goalkeeper's toes. Mane is the short option. Lifted in. So the referee's whistle has gone in favour of discomfited Mike Manuel.
Nathan Jackson having a little wrestling match, and catches him on the top of the boot. Don't play though, isn't it?
It's an interesting start to the game, notably over the course of the first week or so at this World Cup. Grappling at set pieces and corners of that nature hasn't really been a thing. Certainly wasn't like a major European. So the domestic season just finished.
Yeah, it's got to be tempered, hasn't it, that? It's not a great side, it's not a great way for football to go forward.
Really Saliba, and the national team, which itself in some of these situations, the corner of Bayern Munich, it's a German Bundesliga. Like what he said. Dembele here to Paul. Here is Kylian Mbappe. At the moment he made contact with the football, the volume rose. There is huge expectation on his shoulders.
It's Rabiot involved in that challenge here, but it was his ball to Mbappe. It should have led to something better. Following through. But he sees his teammate quickly. Maybe a little bit early in the match for Mbappe. Even he can miss control at times. Just got ahead of the ball a touch.
His numbers are remarkable. This is the 15th World Cup game he's played. That takes him up to 8th in the all-time list. Jointly for France with Maxime Bossis, someone out there I'm sure remembers him, a left full back who played in the World Cup finals of 78, 82 and 86. Good day. Films the gloves of Hugo Lloris. This is number one.
He's done ever so well, hasn't he? Following those footsteps.
Which hasn't lost its opening game at a World Cup since Senegal beat them in 2002.
He's a centre-half by trade. I'd say he's one of the better attacking full-backs, but he's certainly got forward there.
Hernandez. Just stood his ground. Assistant for 3 cigar again. About it. In a relegation season, his first European football with West Ham was not a standout start.
He was. He's only 21 years of age. It says a lot for his temperament that he settled so quickly in a foreign country in a much higher league to what he was used to.
Been in a friendly against West Ham in this stadium against Manchester United. Summer series last year. Jackson to swing through for his minus start. Who's on the right here? Closed down determinedly by Ricardo.
That was terrific defending, because what a dangerous moment that was. That's where Senegal will be hoping to hurt France when they do win the ball back and sprint forward quickly.
By Rabiot. Doué can look up. He's had very little time to ponder. Senegal are about this.
Well, they're a fit, physical team that get around the pitch really well, Senegal. Jackson just gone a little bit early, but his movement is good. Fans at Chelsea might vouch for that. Maybe not always the best finisher, but he gives you a target as a centre forward. Works the channels well, more often than not.
step again. That's the area. Goodness. The uncertain moment.
Michael Elise receiving the ball here, playing a more central role than we thought he might. And Belle's through the middle and Mbappe is too.
Mane. They got without him 4 years ago, Senegal, but to have that senior statesman for this World Cup. Koulibaly was an injury worry too, and he is evidently central to their defensive effort. Eli Manning, Giants quarterback, some renown. This once his office, his workplace. Mane, Jackson. And again, one for Ricardo, and greater certainty that time by Chouameni.
Senegal settled pretty well into this contest. Seen a fair amount of the ball in France's half.
Senegal 4 years ago lose both games they played against European opponents. Group stage by the Netherlands and then had to be knocked out by England in the last 16. Chelsea goalkeeper now with Al Ahly in Saudi Arabia. He's got 4 of this 11 who are born in France. Deep. Historical links between these countries are considerable, centuries old. Rabiot. Pele. Ricardo, with the fullback is offering, which have referred. Is outside of it. Ricardo. Dembele. Couldn't take it entirely. Koulibaly clears.
It's 2 loose touches from Mbappe. Who would have thought? Especially when he's got the ball in the box. That's when he comes alive.
Goals in 44 games for Real Madrid last season. Kylian Mbappe, not normally shy in this circumstance.
Well, not ball to control. That was looser than loose.
Back. So one of those who survived from 4 years ago, saw the World Cup goal against Australia. That's out. They determined to make it up and
Absolutely, a little casual there. Senegal in, but here's a chance.
Koulibaly's error to Bellew, just too heavy with the pass.
The French players just taking a bit of time to find the feet, find the touch.
champions, Paris Saint-Germain.
One day hot.
By half to 0-2. He's got a free kick. France are quickly on with it. He's in the way.
He's played France with a lot of rotation. They call for a lot of concentration from those Senegal players when they are out of possession. Elise Doué will be popping up in all sorts of areas.
Relatively deep. Centre half. Cautiously. Ricardo. Okay. Safe. Over hit. Ricardo.
How to defend Senegal. They've got a good shape about them, lots of experience. In the middle of that back four in Nivali.
Chow, who has proved to be a great motivator. He's won 18 of his first 35 games in charge. Veteran. Kick-off in New Jersey, New York, so as I'm dealing here with the height of the afternoon sun. Balance is real, reporting that it is just a mild day here, pleasantly warm, not sweltering.
Yeah, certainly cooler than it was for the Brazil-Morocco game.
Okay, for Ricardo. Once again, Rabiot. Doué. Hernandez. Force back. Saliba. Tremaine. This is Elise. Kunde's made his way into the penalty area. Elise set it back. Dembele.
You need to take control now. France, quite a controlled beginning to this game for them. We've had some moments that could have turned out a lot better.
Okay. He made himself tight. Mane. Diatta. Okay, let's get Sarr to run onto it. It is Ismaila Sarr. with it up and behind.
It's a beautifully weighted pass that, okay. Pass that deserved a lot better. That's time to take out the full-back. Would have expected better from Malassar there.
Okay, next two. Well, he scored quotes the winner in the AFCON final, which turned out not to be the winner. So which these currently records. To take. Dembele near post, Chouameni in front of the penalty spot. In by Olise. That might pass Chouameni for goal. Good spirits they've seen through more or less the first quarter of the game. Yet not to smile. Surprisingly, Senegal, while they're going to get them. Brown is going to free kick on the centre spot.
Sadio Mane attempts to drift it. He did in his heyday. He's not their talisman.
Time to turn towards Dembele. Behind by Diatta, necessarily for a corner.
Yeah, alarm bells will all be ringing when he's running at you.
Mbappe, Touré. Okay, got it away. Mbappe can carry it clear. From Nicholas Jackson. Ricardo engaging with Ismail Assar. Rangy diagonal, well enough read by Alec. attitude. Set Jackson away here. It's just Jackson! Against the face of the post, it took a bit of the goalkeeper, and it wriggled precariously behind from corner.
Got such good fortune this one from Mike Manuel. How often do you see it rebound off the post, off the back of the keeper and into the net? Super stuff from Gio. Winning the ball back and then providing the quality with the pass. I mean, it's a shot to nothing, really. You're always asking a lot to beat the keeper from there, but he very nearly does. Nicholas Jackson. Manuel looking behind him nervously. Maybe thinks he's put it in his own net, and he nearly did.
Oh, we're overdue a hydration break, but he doesn't want one because Senegal have a bit of momentum here. In camera, corner. Jackson wrapped up right.
Make sure say then you let you in the side. Please.
Camera fires it in. Too much on it. Referee can now invite the players to take their hydration break. Maybe 26 minutes in.
Yeah. And I think the more come out the match. Hydration break. Oh, them sitting there. Alright, if only it's TVJ, they must still attack. It's like TVJ come, they can TVJ.
The end, that was the most outstanding, wasn't it? The Nicholas Jackson shot. This is always an opportunity for the coaches to get into the players and maybe make some tweaks. Try and change things, but it has been fairly equal. Senegal have shown their ability to snatch the ball and get forward quickly with quality.
From a French point of view, you observed very early that Michael Elise was taking up a different position from that which perhaps we anticipated.
Yeah, they're not playing with natural quality, with width I should say, but this was a Jackson chance. At this point thinking, well, he's going to hold it up for a teammate, but he has a go, and beautifully clean strike it was. But could have easily ended up in the back of the net.
He's had a fairly good season, Nicholas Jackson, at Bayern Munich. He has the misfortune of being understudy to Harry Kane at Bayern Munich, and so he's never likely to be first pick, but he scored 11 goals for them behind the England captain and centre forward. Had a period at Chelsea in the Premier League, and before that at Villarreal in Spain. That Senegalese huddle, Alan, has good reason to feel happy with himself, doesn't he?
I think so, yeah. Certainly the opportunities that they've had, the way they're competing with this France team. I don't think they came into it feeling intimidated anyway, but nothing that's happened out there will bring that kind of feeling on.
France yet to have a shot on target, which makes it less than thrilling for those who wear those blue colours. So Senegal have been defensively robust. They were good in qualifying, and indeed in qualifying in the 10 games they played, they conceded only 3 times. All 3 goals they conceded were to DR Congo. As to Yohan Wissa. They haven't conceded here, though their only clean sheet in 12 World Cup games prior to this was a 1-0 win against France in South Korea 24 years ago. Vincent Niakate, centre half to relaunch by launching potentially. And we'll throw into the penalty area. Goalkeeper's shoulder, trying to start right in front of him. Koulibaly there is a natural target to it, the near post. Bends his back. It's a Kylian Mbappe in press. Dembele was put down.
Alright, come. Come in with your ball like somebody do something. Come. Alright.
Into the
Alright.
Alex so far.
Alright, look at me sunshine. Alright.
In camera. Another good tackle from Jude. Not first. Out for the corner this time, but now he has another dart at him. And he's filling here for Ismail Sarr, who was never poised over his shot.
Remember I tried to do it while them now
Goes down
so
after
much
they
more.
quickly
And
over on that far side.
There's a one day donkey at the hole in the bottom was drop out.
Camera. Okay. Koulibaly. Koulibaly. Okay. Too tight. Would get tight to Sadio Mane. Still records for 7 goals with any other man. Tight spot. Okay.
The comment you just say, it's not really easy because it's still not going to replace them. One thing in them, they feel energy.
Sunny. Here.
Reliable, experienced. Could have gone in another direction, but he trusts his man.
Yeah, one day he take to the memory and then so we give good restyle, restyle will come up. Okay, so Chuba kind of come on this one, allow me to come out. Right. We're the princess of waves. Queen of waves,
French names in there. Robert Pires, and to his left there, Patrick Vieira, who in a sense personifies this fixture. France's greatest ever. His origins were in Senegal.
From the last one, it's there. What you were going to say?
Now to some next one.
You can't say if you get one onion to me.
1998.
Thank you. You have none. I don't have to be sent. I will not pull that one out of mine. You know, maybe if you go to a fish shop, but I remember, I have one little man, and I will sell it. Yeah.
The shot in charge here of his 180th game for France. This is his 20th World Cup game as the French national coach. Just when he was 27 at this tournament.
Let's see,
New record, but must not be short.
Senegal side.
Senegal must go half them side.
What are the answers?
know, me I observe but women, me shut them out. When them start, that what they are moving here, you know.
His team are struggling to find their rhythm.
Position, and then one them start to
Well, that is down to the defensive structure and action of Senegal.
How much time they might take?
minutes can go on so far. Oh, see there, attempt 1 and goal 3. So at 3, Senegal they know to them part.
Senegal's favour. The most notable for Nicholas Jackson, who makes it near post.
Please, I think we're
Behind the bounce, and the snatch of Senegalese lead. That's it.
the Senegal they go the front right in the front.
That very good read by Danny. He's wily, well travelled. That's good move of the game. That's Germaini. That is Doué.
Senegal they never want to put a record time out a clean sheet. I don't want nobody to
Good day. Very good game for Senegal over there.
Yeah, he is. They seem ready.
All right, get up, Senegal. I know the other get up. I'm not flying the charges of me.
I used to run in a mock and time myself.
Love do our body because I'm not flying the charges of me. Love the body and I got down here. So them share you. We just do those. Tiger and beer.
I don't know if you so you can see how man do it.
No, I can't start doing football now. Are you going to now watch football?
It's a game. And Barney.
You can't play.
Okay. Okay.
I'm going to say, it's going to be a battle. If you ever going to draw, I can go something. If I want, I'm going to 1-1. So I'm going to 2-2. Last time them played in 2002, it was 1-0.
Now
Senegal
succeeding
1
the legendary Aliou Cissé.
France was 0. They played right now 2002.
Successfully qualified in this World Cup in October. So that's the AFCON final. Leading them off during the
He's going to be pleased with what he's seen so far, though.
Diatta. It's a nice and far forward. Cannily watch behind for France. William Saliba.
Man, simple pass that into Sarr. Opportunity wasted.
Diatta. Subject of Arsenal. Superheroes. There is the professeur, Monsieur Arsène Wenger. Student of the game. He's massive got Koundé ahead of him. It's Jules Koundé. It's beyond the reach of Kylian Mbappe. Back again to Rabiot. Say the referee's had to stop it.
Head injury, so it's not been stopped for that reason. But
Feeling it. With strong French connections through Metz and Rennes, or to England with Watford, and then between his two English spells, between Watford and Crystal Palace, he had another year back at Marseille.
Saliba just there, punching him a second late. Sarr's he's had a good season, hasn't he, at Crystal Palace, European winners.
Three games for Senegal in 2018, all four in 2022. Scored a penalty against Ecuador. That's up. Scored 3 goals in qualifying for Senegal.
How should I play that?
Hours to stay off the field for a minute or so. It was infuriating him.
Yeah, you always feel a little hard done by when you're the one that's been fouled, but that was the rules. A lot of the rules, or not, the players on a whipped off.
Lise, Mele.
Somebody in the place, are you? It's not them said Senegal not have one less player as I'm not.
Never seen it.
Surrounded. I think he's given handball.
See? Okay, I got the mother officer aggressive playing, but France are going with them aggressiveness.
But all them
So
go
what's
out
that
aggressive
Mele
and them get the free
over
kick.
French
But then go out
there.
aggressive and them get the free kick.
Senegalese wall. That is forward from centre half.
I need something to lift them, France. They've been flat so far.
Ricardo is right at the back of that queue. And central to it. It's the Pele. It's a work by Koulibaly. Turned straight by Mane. Mbappe. Turn of face and drive. Got another strong intervention. Could they? Towards Koulibaly, who was not sure, and rather twitched it behind for a corner.
Mbappe was just lurking at the far post. He was trying after a classic near post run, this one. Somebody to get ahead of Koulibaly. Awkward looking clearance. Nothing on with the ball in.
This corner. Into the arms of Edouard Mendy.
Move from here. Maybe I remember. time you take to watch them. So, thank you very much.
A fairly muted atmosphere inside the stadium. Not a great deal for either set of fans to get excited about.
Big six.
Camera. Watch way for Meccano. And Rabiot. 6 additional minutes at the end of the first half. New Jersey Stadium. Central Stadium. Saliba.
More weight on the ball than there was. He really composed here, Carter.
Carlton. Touch on it. Took it away, Rabiot keeps it moving, and now to Bele gets the drive. Respond to Bele. So short as ever,
So let me get the ball, so the thing is
Senegal.
yeah.
Right, the two managers, I think, in the end, have shown with the key to get the team in at half-time. Been lacklustre.
You want Germany to play them.
So that is, I get them. So you think I get them something?
yeah, be aware that we are. No player on the field is touching them. Fewer times than key that happen.
Yeah, like I get them.
Balance doesn't look quite right for me.
Cushion was concerned though with the knowledge that his last 11 World Cup goals have come after half-time.
France go. France not messing with me. I'm missing more time.
France say, I hear what I hear, and I hear what I
Graham to the pass. Tom Fernandez. Himself pushing on. One team's knocked over, the referee is unsympathetic.
Misunderstanding there. I don't know whether Mbappe wanted it into be for long. Neither
Why
did
you would
Rabiot.
say, Senegal come out to play, then Ambassador says so true, and then the guy said, although I'm a France fan, facts is facts. I like people way.
It's the ball, if not the execution.
They come out to play.
I'm going to Jersey.
First half. Good intention.
Hello.
Executions have been inexact. Chirabay. Meccano. Dembele. Koundé. Too many engagement back four. Mbappe.
Mbappe in the box.
Yesterday's World Cup games were drawn. One goal was drawn. This goal was drawn of a very different type to this one. That is
Hey.
heroics. Saying the names, hearing the names, you have to believe that likely to spark this.
Nobody in the blue shirt down to beat their man 1v1, create something for a bit of individual skill.
Camera. Mane. Juve. Something in a hurry of Senegal getting in there. This is Sadio Mane! Has lifted it high. As the goal gate.
By far the best chance on the stroke of half-time.
No one has
Time to
scored.
score, that would have been a what a golden opportunity it was.
Since I mean
And it was the last kick of the half.
When the ball's bouncing up, I mean, the charge not even, so you've got to get your knee over it. Keep it down. It's an awful attempt in the end.
Well, it has been a half shy of really good chances, but Nicholas Jackson hit a post for Senegal, and with the last kick before the break, Ismail Assar cleared the crossbar when the net was begging for it. So at the break, New York, New Jersey looks out on a scoreline that still reads France 0, Senegal 0. Didier Deschamps, Alan makes his way back in.
guys, you're gonna see mute for the time being because I'm waiting on everything to cool a little bit down because I don't want to get a copyright. Plus music already are playing at the background already, say no YouTuber will come check me. But music is playing on beyond my control. Is my next door neighbor is the one that is playing the music. Was licking him by the window, go lick him, and can't hear me all now.
To cheer, as you've been indicating, Alan, when you keep hearing the names, you keep hearing of Mbappe, you keep hearing Dembele, you keep hearing of these, so you're constantly expecting something to happen.
Yeah, exactly. They've got other potential match winners in there, but none of those names really that you've just spoken done anything spectacular or the kind of bit of skill that we've been used to seeing from them. So that's got to change, I think, for things to get better for Les Bleus.
See this on the banks of the Hudson River. Lovely white clouds in the sky, otherwise a blue vista over what is beyond there.
Thank you.
Fortunate shot, one of the most famous skylines in the world. Enhanced in terms of footballing excitement very much by the World Cup.
Broadcast of the FIFA World Cup brought to you by Flow, Red Stripe, Coca-Cola, KFC, Suffragen, Sunshine Snacks, and water.
The Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. Rooted in connection, driven by community. It's who we are and the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here, invested in the Caribbean, its people, and its progress. And today, we're going even further. Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you. Get in the game, get in the game, get in the game!
Hot here.
Here.
Not here.
Oh. Put them all low. Put it in a box.
So when that come on, and let you go. I'm feeling I'm setting the Monday motor move. They will feel it. Guys, that's our in here watching it. I see 110 people. We're on an off break. So let's see if the music on. You can hear some analysts.
Both
talk
teams
about the game.
with their moments, but it was Senegal who had the better moment in the first 45 minutes. The Frenchmen will be happy though that they are not behind and it's still level at 0 in this contest. So welcome back to Dare to Dream. This is the halftime show as we look back at the first 45 minutes in what has been a rather intriguing encounter at the FIFA World Cup. As usual, my name is Ricardo Chambers and I'm with a fantastic panel. Markovich Brown, he's still here with us, the Racing United captain, and Craig Butler, the birthday man. Can't say the birthday boy. And Andrew Pearce is with us as well. Gentlemen, for the first half of football, Senegal with the better opportunities. Senegal bossing the game for a lot of the first 45 minutes. Let me start with you, Andrew. Assess the first 45.
Yes, Senegal top tail. Their coach will be very pleased at the end where there was maybe like 1 10-minute spell where France had them pinned down for rotation. But again, if we had the luxury of seeing a heat map of where the ball went when France had it, it was mainly on the sides. No real threat to Senegal's goal. That dangerous zone there, just in front of the 6-yard box, penalty box to the top of the box. They're not getting any entries at all.
So you don't suspect that it was France deliberately trying to make the field as wide as possible?
No, but even making it wide as possible, because at the end of the day, you have to get the ball back centrally. They are not finding any openings into getting the ball centrally. France actually looked more dangerous when Senegal were careless and turned over the ball in the middle of the field, and then they had the opportunities with the pacey players, Mbappe, Dembele, Olise, to run at them. But not much of that is happening. What Senegal is doing with those three solid midfielders, Camara, Pap Gay, and Ghana Gay, they're covering those middle zones and leaving it for the attackers to try and get something.
Yeah, Markovic, your take on that first off?
Underwhelming from France. Very underwhelming. I mean, with the attack that they have, I expect to see more movement, more isolation, lack of movement. And I don't know if that's the instruction from Deschamps. And if that's the instruction, I think you need to lift and break in the second half.
They looked out of sync. There were a lot of loose passes in that final third coming from the French team as well.
Yeah, they look out of sync, and it's loose passes from their star players, which you wouldn't expect.
Yeah, Craig?
Well, as I said at the beginning of the game, Koulibaly was a bit different. Especially if they try to go through the middle. Once they go through the middle, they're going to buck up into Koulibaly. So their main players that they want to go through the middle with would be Mbappe or Dembele. Yeah? And if you notice, I also said that they would not be playing with one of them on their playing. They play two of them running. And you're running up into a wall because Koulibaly is very experienced, very big, very strong, excellent leader, wins the ball, starts to play again. And then it's just like they keep hammering up against the wall. And that's what's happening. And if you look at where the players are being broken up, it's always right there in that middle.
Yeah, very much the case. Yes, we're looking here at an example of France attacking and the play being broken up, and we saw this so often. From my standpoint, I just feel like a lot of those passes were not connecting, none of the quality that you would expect of this French team, and Mbappe himself having a few loose touches as well in that first 45 minutes.
Yeah, and also look at the more dangerous players. So Mbappe will be on the end of those balls because he's playing as a centre forward. But you look at where Olise has to go and touch the ball. It's either deep or very wide. You look at where Dembele, they have to move outside of Senegal's block to get the ball, not where they are more dangerous. I figure one thing going forward in the second half that maybe Deschamps would ask is, can the midfielders make more penetrative passes? Try to punch the ball between lines into Olise. When they have the ball, Olise and Dembele are playing like 2-10. Try to punch the ball into them as much as possible. They're not getting a lot of that in, or they weren't getting a lot of that in the first half.
I'll tell you this. I've been at Genk with Koulibaly, at Napoli with him, Chelsea with him. I know him very, very well. They're not going to get to that. No doubt.
All right, we will find out. By the way, the best chance of the first half went to Senegal. The best chances of the first half went to Senegal. After the break, we'll be assessing some of those. Stay with us.
You know, when they break, you get the break. More I get the idea now. The break, they're like, let's go. Yeah, boy, you never do say if me so say the pass.
Yeah, you too.
No, me have this one of them. No, some now ask friends, but no say when they then upload their thing, they project music. But project music not gonna be a check to me than because they say if them the music here is gonna block the video, but they gonna tell the fair to review the issue, which to me that's fair. Then black it, you know, so but another countries now can't but own Jamaica. But if you go find out the reason, which is the song, and remove the song from it, then it can be shown. So hopefully nobody no song from here so not become a black. I can know this song YouTube about some copyright protection. So they sign over the song copyright protection they may put in about the beat but I want you the song. That is the problem with the song of copyright protection card. I want to them something so them after that. So I follow the rules. That's why they ask people to follow the rules. I don't like this, I know. I don't follow the rules. So the rules say they don't want that the song play. Everything I'm afraid that advertisement them afraid say maybe the advertisement not for sure that advertisement they ask for something that time I'm afraid like oops. Oh, them start back now. Them start back.
Across for the second half. We can't even talk about the chances in the first, but we will talk about it all at the end of this contest.
The reasons why they should be considered that. Now they have to underline it. The long kick for touch.
Like a rugby kick, in touch.
Jackson. Did go to the final 4 years ago. They did so largely off their second half performances. 11 of the 16 goals they scored in Qatar were after the break. Senegal were beaten by the Netherlands first up, lost their opening game before recovering by beating the host Qatar, and then Ecuador to progress quite comfortably behind the Netherlands under Anu Cisse. To lose in the first knockout round then, the last 16, we've got next round this year of course, but then to goals from Jordan Henderson and Harry Kane and Bukayo Saka of England. It's a lovely ball for Desiree Doué. Doué strike! It's as close as France have been.
Maybe as close to the goal as Desiree Doué's been. Said they need to get the ball into their creative players, and he's one of them. So it's a start for France, for him.
Desiree Doué. Both of whose goals for France to this point came in the same game. 3-1 friendly against Colombia in Maryland back at the end of March. Carter. Ricardo Jackson. He played for a little nibble.
I might leave the few tea, and then the next thing let's get my liver or something. I might leave the meat. No, I'm going to eat it. I'll leave it if I finish the work of God, okay?
Pulled back by Hernandez. Valley is engaged. Saliba.
Dembele just staying on the line at this near side. They just want to inject a bit more width into the game. Doué on the other.
Maybe. Kunde outside of him. Here is Dembele. Sometimes Mbappe from outside to in works, doesn't it?
It does, yes. We've seen that often enough for club and country.
Can certainly, and do certainly vary their front line positionally. It's a nice strong take from Rabiot. It's a really good pass. Experience playing in Serie A with Milan, winning tonight his 60th cap. 31-year-old. Come on. You're cutting. Okay. Morning. Take my Saar. Camera. He's lost possession on their way here. It's 4 against 4. That's a very, very good tackle. Pretty bad.
Yeah, they haven't endured too many of those counter-attacks where it is 4 big 4.
Jackson, camera for Ismail Saar. That too is a very good tackle. More necessary one for William Saliba.
Yeah, classic kind of tackle from Saliba, well timed.
Yo, Mbappe.
No man, watch out. I walk one. Mbappe normally think they have a Senegalese. The time they Senegalese, them I make Mbappe turn flapping. Because if normally have energy, so I wonder if where the youth, what Craig Buckler said, you say people them come in the people them normally in the hot people them in the hot place, and the cold place of a partner with the eat. Then they want them who are within the eat already like the African countries them they will find the people them play. But that's them can't play, but them they are more flex round than them. But we now find an excuse in nobody still got a country Spain and so much.
Good day. He's rolling up here for Michael Olise. That's a terrific block flying off his line, made what Bendy.
Isn't it just? Came out so quickly. I think Michael Olise is always composed in these situations, and he was here. But he was just going to dink the ball over the on-rushing keeper. And a couple of moments, Olise now early on in this second half. Better from France. A little bit more dink on it, and he scored.
Oh, Michael Olise did score a terrific hat-trick against Northern Ireland in the last warm-up game in Lille last Monday. One of those goals was not dissimilar in terms of position to that one. Olise's corner, he's too close to the goalkeeper. More shots in the first 8 minutes of the second half than they had in the entirety of the first half. 2-1.
Certainly expect there to be a reaction from Diego Shops players. And that's been. Good stop. Trailing leg, doing the business for Mendy.
Goalkeeper who can find clean sheets in 7 games at AFCON turn of the year. This again is good ball. Sifted up here from Nicholas Jackson, who had already passed into the cover.
Threatening to open up a little bit.
I don't see a side of play.
Quite so cautious from both teams.
The big bad friends are playing.
doing
Argentina
step over which didn't quite work out. Okay.
Well, I've been putting that flag. I said Argentina shall carry. Yeah. If you want to put it on myself, I don't want to come start to beside me.
I wouldn't mind them lose. Let us say they get a big piece of
Senegal.
African side.
Yeah.
Oh, you get money for it.
Oh,
that's why I keep learning that you can
Much space to work in there, so the pass had to be perfectly weighted.
Spain. That's why I keep learning that one. So I'm on them again. Oh, and that's why the president son of my come so. But then the president for the football, I come and say, okay. You're working for the money. I said, they must celebrate. I said, oh, the last one, I said, but they must celebrate. I said, thank you, AJ. Your mother and your grandmother, how do I watch your ball? You don't know nothing about the football. They don't know how you want after the rest. Just watch ball.
Cameron. Not by Gay. Not by Jackson. Cameron couldn't keep it. It's really far ahead. It's the drive to do at this moment by Mendy.
Well, same lead. Mendy to keep France out.
Starting to happen for France now.
60% of France, 40% of Senegal.
Snape wins a corner.
Well, they've up the tempo, no question about that, and they needed to. Good ball from the lead, straight into the path. Top man. Lift on the shot.
Chance.
That's why Mendy was able to stop it.
And them are doing clean, do you know? They're not doing for this off the damage you want to I don't know. That I'm like them to see for the foot, yeah. And I like think they were purposely them the time what they think the back and to the air. And everything like me and my man.
Really?
That's how I get up to the school close. Come. I don't have any titty. Titty? Yeah. No titty. No titty.
Fabio on the turn. Mbappe from wide. He can threaten from wide. Kylian Mbappe on the charge!
Certainly was going to walk to the spot.
No, Mbappe, you know what you do. Mbappe, you know what you do.
And got that look to stick on.
It's not a penalty. Mbappe, you know what you do. You're directly going to the penalty position. You know what you do. You know what you do. Me tell you, you know what you do.
Slightly challenge. How much ball, how much man?
No ball.
You know him. What am I saying? Handball, something like that, I say?
This certainly invites VAR involvement.
Yes, Mbappe, no matter the push, I know your style. See that smile? You know your
Sharing of
style.
Saudi Arabia.
Me, I want it for a love line of no.
Scrutinising those pictures now.
He's just like, give me the cheese. Who is sticking frame? Give me move. Possible penalty.
Now seen on the screen that there is a VAR check. Possible penalty.
Watch Manu.
Some might argue probable penalty.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's loads of contact, but he didn't get any of the ball, Sadio Mane, which is not going to help his cause.
If we got penalty, we not count penalty. If a Brazil play, we not count penalty in a game. We not count penalty. I don't know count penalty.
Penalties in the tournament so far.
Penalty
One
not
for Switzerland,
we not
one
count
for Germany,
penalty.
have both
Penalty not part of football.
successfully converted.
Anybody can score.
Mbappe
Don't to me.
who would step up for France if Alireza Bakari, who is making the journey over to the screen now,
Possible that I mean say them
thinks that this should be a spot kick.
Mbappe know him. If he get the penalty, he
mean,
go in and spot the sun.
Doesn't have to be loads of contact, but he's had to hurdle Sadio Mane's challenge.
Oh,
And his left boot was caught
I'm nervous on me,
the body of the Senegal player as he's gone past.
I got it.
Surprising one if it wasn't given. In fact, he has gone to the monitor. We know what that normally means.
No penalty.
Here's the verdict.
The attacker initiated the contact, and the final decision is goal kick.
No penalty.
And there is the French reaction, and there is Sadio Mane's reaction.
Calm down. No penalty. Go and play the game.
It was not
play on the game.
It's a shock. I know there's not loads of contact. He's kind of seen the challenge coming. Mbappe. He's felt he's got to hurdle that leg. Catches it slightly.
I know what I saw the man and him. Yes. Okay. They've got it.
The ref's his own man. He stayed strong to what he believes in.
Those special words, clear and obvious, become pertinent again. There was quite enough there for Adorisa Fagani to consider returning the call he had previously made. Deschamps continues the conversation quite animatedly as well.
There's one? Can't give me some activities.
That is the big talking point, and he sure wants to talk about it. Missionary Sandra Scherer of Switzerland. Pacifying to do.
When you say about yourself, get Algeria to play. You think that Algeria say if you wait, you don't say nothing. And your side get Algeria, so sit back and relax. How much of it? Argentina go win? Never you count out the side. Got a job. Okay.
Those long stars touch the camera. Sar again. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Comes Q from full back.
Alright, my baby. Alright,
Mane, a relieved man outside of him.
So there you Aji. Continue. Aji, I cheer for that side.
Senegal's a team lead by the best decision there, and that might give them a lift to respond to the tempo that France have done this second half.
Here's what he saw. At real speed.
Well, it's not a great view, is it, to make a definitive decision, so if you're not sure, you don't keep the pen.
And even when he went to review it. Worked out very nicely actually for Koundé. Elise sweetly away from Idrissa again. Elise's pass on the connect.
Elise and Mbappe have come alive in the second half. Between them, trying to put their team in front, and they've come pretty close so far. Beautifully timed on and pass.
Diatta. Sar. Ismail Sar to knock him off it. Yeah, handful, and Hernandez is finding that out. Midway point of the second half, still no change on either side. Certainly a change in the dynamic of the game though since half-time. Is beginning to occur. Desiree Doué. Oh, that's beautifully done. It's another robust block. Jason Hernandez. Doué. Mbappe. Defenses the connection of Ricardo.
It's a great position for Hernandez, wasn't it? He just want to shoot with his right foot, the left-footed left back.
Who scored? Mbappe scored?
The superstar shines!
I was on the layout.
No French
As Andy come, Mbappe scored. I'm seeing how they push it.
nation.
What Andrew Pierce? Andrew now is fine.
Combination is at least saying that fella. Because those have been the two in this second half that have done all the attacking, all the threatening. At least there's been a different player. Mbappe's come alive. What a pass that is. This time he gets the decisive touch. You can't say they don't deserve it in this second half. They've been doing all the pushing.
Easy goal and game and do, man.
Didier Deschamps is dancing. Senegal are downcast. Kylian Mbappe, another 57th goal for France. The occasion of his 99th cap. That is as many as Olivier Giroud. He is now level, scored in 137 games. There goes Mbappe again. He's not giving up on this.
Substitutions, Peter. Certainly France don't need to make any. Pat Chow might be thinking of it.
Top here for Ismail Assar!
By the way.
See, disappointment there, man, fears.
Playing too much, is he? That's why.
Done for outside goals, I was outside. Where's the other to be outside?
David or Waller. And he was alongside. And it counts for nothing.
Mommy, what you mean say? I want to come near that. It's a few days me on the phantom. When the phone card don't put this on, Mr. Blow away. You want to see me on the
And we head into the hydration break. And France have their advantage. And Kylian Mbappe has a goal of class significance.
Brought to you by Flow, Red Stripe, Coca-Cola, KFC, Suffragen, Sunshine Snacks.
We don't want the song played. No one song played. We don't want to come here. Johnny, we don't know like a sign as the game, the dead draws, Andrew come in, Andrew come in, Mbappe score. Not even a minute in Andrew come in, Mbappe score. Like him say, all right, Andrew, never 10-year message. No, Andrew, I believe me, ask grandma.
No, from what?
Whole time, France, Senegal, and France, and I just walk with the drill. Ask one for me, and let me tell me, not Andrew come in for sport. Senegal, I bring France, and as I can't have people who bring France to their own, and the one that can't have, I was sitting at the car tonight. If Senegal ever win today, I'm sitting at the car. Again, the game I done it. Hydration break. You know Senegal now go out of time. Remember up play, we're not till we whistle. So no matter how to look here. Look on South Korea. Lead them lead Korea by 1 and Korea come to them 2. So you can't count out Senegal. You can't count them out.
just want to give them a 2 man with that side and come on, so continue to think much they can get me out. That's all I want to do.
Say on the turn.
Ambitious. I can smell blood, fans now. See a second and maybe a third in this game for them if it carries on in this fashion. Senegal, brilliant team. Keep on coming up, fans, giving half a chance.
Left back to over in swing. Very tight to the goalkeeper.
Saw that in the first half.
That's why we gave it over in like 6-1, 672 minutes. And what things can go under that? When Marco scored from Brazil, we never give up. You know what? Until you get the whistle, then we cancel. Well, Mario
73 sealed on the evening of Brazil, Morocco here.
Then we lose the game.
Like the Cal Bridges. Historically triumphant team. France looking for more. Ziri Toure.
Yeah, I'm sure Doué will want to get involved. He's seen Elise pulling all the strings, making the difference.
On the Senegalese bench, I can see at least 2 players waiting to come on.
Be a black man there, France.
I want this.
For me, yeah, sure, I'm saying 50. This is the charge, this we can.
Senegal. Start.
Give me a mango, please.
So I forget about this here.
Just
When I say you can't take some of them, but you can't tell me that don't make it. But don't tell me about the gate here, though. You can't take some.
By the role from PSG.
You come a long time on this action. No, let me say on this action, I get laugh a piece so. You want to see it?
just come in our house. So I'm technically correct. I did just come.
I'm going to do the more technicality. So like how Adrian did that fresh life for Adrian nervous.
Go on, France.
Yeah.
Adrian, you better hope and pray. You sign how much better then. You want to go one.
And I feel like Argentina. When Alger beat Argentina tonight, then we can now got Trump in.
Come on.
14
He's
minutes.
found his feet, he's found his strut in this kind of mood. Any kind of defender, he's going to struggle. This is the goal, the pass. He's perfect. Great understanding between Elise and Mbappe.
Diarra called on him. Dembele. French free kick. Within half an hour or so of the finishing line now.
Try and wrestle back a bit of control, Senegal. They can. It's not going to be easy now, though. Get the tails up front.
First header. They could keep it by seems to bring it clear. They can't. Go tackle from Chouameni.
Grandma, may I say something?
Do
When
it.
the match done, I tell you something. I see something I go on with something, you know, like, you know, the Senegalese needs them get pushed down. I mean, I sit up and a call. But as the thing they get called, thing they whistle and blow, but everything clear.
Money making.
Money? Grandma. Oh, come here. I'm not about to say something. Yeah, I'm smoking out on the
This bag?
Yes.
Koulibaly. Near Kata. Okay. Juice. Quality ball. Jackson was seeking to connect with it.
No man, come on, more laugh from the free.
You can't say they haven't had the chances. You think of that Ismail Assar one just before half-time and quality pass. This time he is onside, I think, just about. It takes a deft touch. Wasn't quite there, off the shin.
Grandma, she like call me because she look like her.
Wants to make a change here, and it is one that's a gifted individual for another in place of this man. Dembele and Martin Barcola of Paris Saint-Germain.
on a shot.
Just important for Barkala.
Nah, go to field. Nah, go to field.
You don't have to hear him, niggas.
Look at no man.
Ricardo. Jackson. Say
From Senegal, can we then score 2 points? When they can't come up from now.
Barkala.
Until the game is soon done, they come up from 2.
That's Diatta.
Come on, be like Japan and just score more. More laugh off and bring them, please.
Duke.
If you're a big side like France.
Force the issue if they can.
And fans are trying.
Cards, it's Romeo. He's coming through with the Dragon Barkala. Finishes with style. That finish.
I got it there. AJ. I got it.
And that's probably the points for France.
To do it when you've been on the pitch, and then it's just does speak for his ability and temperament. But the game does look up for Senegal due to the sheer quality of this France team in the second half. And their ability off the bench to make these kind of substitutions. He's going to be telling, I think, in this World Cup. He's taking this like he's just in training, messing about. Hardly had a chance to find any rhythm in this game, but he didn't need it.
Well, Bradley Barkala is one of the younger elements of a stellar Paris Saint-Germain team which has conquered Europe at club level. And now for his country and his uplifted boss, he has made all but sure of a winning start to World Cup 2026. Here's what they will be watching and jumping about for many years to come. His fourth international goal, his first since he scored in qualifying against Iceland last September. He scored 190 seconds after coming on.
That's what you call a super sub.
The goal, a couple of changes for Senegal. Bamba Dieng has come on top in place of Nicholas Jackson, and Iliman Ndiaye has replaced Pat Gay. Away by Saliba. So it's a pretty steep hill for him from now on. Before his ascension turns to the next substantial challenge by threatening to make a mark but can't. So we'll stay here actually for their next game. They face Erling Haaland of Norway on Monday. Still himself, why wouldn't he be? Michael Elise killing him back on the force.
Showing the teeth, showing the class, France. Showing us why many see them as favourites for this tournament.
Lisa, Mbappe, doing.
5 more minutes, then you gone to extra time box. I gone to 5 minutes extra time. Yeah. No man, I'm you maker.
This game having won 9 of their last 11. They're only the first two of the African contenders, Ivory Coast and Norwich. 5 days. So, underlying trend of terrific form appears to be continuing. Turkey, Leon, employee of Manchester City in England. Fifth final change for Senegal. Relieved of his duties.
Listen, come here.
Vallecano in Spain.
No man, grandma, me not like put me in a pan the life and then the one back a nice man. Me am like the so bad Camille is a top with the some them nice and fun. I was still never work out to me home and want to do the thing. You go show me, my friends,
This is a special one. We've been on the field for a minute and a half.
It takes a minute, but me say I want to go. I call out from the jail.
Talking about earlier that the family likes to do so well. It wasn't going to Mbappe finish this.
Yeah.
Very nice indeed.
The goal was the 48th goal of this World Cup, 8th by herself. Tells me 1 in 6.
Just not say, you know what me in the pan do.
Control of that.
I don't want to go and see
Aggressive, but expensive for it.
Tournament side for substitutes, I think, isn't it? What they call them finishers now. You've got a strong squad.
If you go over, just
They give you an advantage.
But I'm typing my name and you see a face from the phone part of the phone screen.
Is Lily a deep one?
No, this will be
Center area. Charging out of his own half.
Well, you know about that getting on.
that they might try to win.
You trying the best?
Them did have them after the first half, you know what kind of boost they are trying to work with.
Cherky. It's actually quite nice for Elise. The other way.
Come on. Roll up. There's trap in that country. Roll up through it. Yes?
Right. Theatre.
What you done sing? Oh, say good. Them say good. It's good when you throw it on the sing.
Michael did say to give a little bit of time to settle in the blue shirt of France. What a performer he looks now for this country.
Philadelphia. Let's do that. Norway. Seen by one of the great Welsh players of the recent generation. He was involved with Wales until 2022. Cherky. Trying to get on his bike, Cherky put it through.
Make it to space for some time, he wasn't that pace.
Easier taking the lead for the last kick of the first half finished by Assar. But since that shot, which cleared the crossbar, they haven't.
Everybody sit up and take notice. Still a couple of minutes to go. Surely not. What they have lacked is a finisher out there that created a couple of golden opportunities, but he's shown the way, the teenager.
No, but like that approach.
By scoring in the World Cup as a teenager. 18 years old. He played international football for France under 17s.
Jesus, oh my God.
really could never activate, but he's stuck it home as if it's the easiest thing in the world. What an amazing striking finish that is. That kind of thing sets him out on his own.
Well, the 50th goal of World Cup 2026 is surely the shiniest goal of this tournament so far. It is Kylian Mbappe's 58th for France, which leaves him out on his own as his nation's top scorer of all time. It's his 14th World Cup goal, which leaves him out on his own as his nation's all-time World Cup top scorer. World Cup goals.
So much minutes in there?
8 minutes. A big match of play that I expect.
60.
Big match of play. Because I think it's the match.
Which, by the way, scored 5 of the last 2 games. 3.5 years apart.
Why not crying?
Poor old Mbappe here. His moment was short-lived. He deserved more. Tackling the limelight for his wonderful strike for Senegal.
Come Senegal.
Again.
What did Senegal do? Them not go away, them not give up, them not nice. I like it.
He's got down the knee. His work is done.
Senegal.
Come. What do you say? Check it. Right?
The listeners appealing for the foul. The ref let it go, and certainly Kylian Mbappe is pleased about that. Makes it look like the easiest finish in the world, this, but it's 25, 30 yards out.
At least them skaters make a goal, you know? So they're going to play Argentina and say
That's it
France.
of this crowd. 8 yards by 8 feet. He's proving to be a best goal.
When they're going to play
2026 World Cup, it's seen a beauty from Vinicius Junior
and then
and 2 from Kylian Mbappe.
they don't know who blood we see.
The names of the game. Stepped up at that end.
Women should captain. You know the first of them play like with the arm. Emma look like him not done.
No, it hasn't quite. Just a relief to Chile. Kylian Mbappe to words that others really needed. He stole the show.
I'm never gonna lie.
Right first half for all involved, particularly the
Why was the
French.
captain?
But when they chose to step it up, he stepped it up. And it is Didier
There is
Deschamps.
no feel embarrassed with the time.
Smile is as wide as the Hudson River. Well, Mbappe crossed the deadline midway through the second half. Barcola added to it stylishly, barely off the bench. Wrapped on back for Senegal with a terrific strike of his own. But Mbappe insisted on the headlines with a remarkable fluter from miles out. And it ends at New York, New Jersey. France 3.
Mbappe,
Senegal 1.
you keep saying a name.
Dare to Dream a post-game show.
They prove the reason you is. You know, I don't think you can play. And you can't read game. Because I not like my father Adrian and run go brag. You want to hear me? And my son in a one thing, you know, so I go the fans, you don't the fans then. All the fans will gonna come out and gonna hide in and out.
And you got in hiding. Whatever suggests them behind the ball because they play well.
Actually,
Poor my grandson. You have to go redeem yourself.
Time leading scorer at the World Cup. 3-1 the final score. Kylian Mbappe with a couple of goals in that one. And let me just tell our viewers as we welcome you back to Dare to Dream, our coverage of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Markovich Brown did say, I took the scores, although he didn't say it on air, I took the scores before the start of the game, and he did say, like me, that France would win by 3-1. Andrew Peart said it would be 1-1, and Craig Butler said it would be 2-0. So I guess the winner here is the German, or is he Argentine? And Markovich Brown.
He's racing.
He's racing.
Yeah.
Okay, he's racing to the win today. But gentlemen, what a second half performance from France. They really turned it around. Took them a long time to get going, but they got better and better as that second half went on.
Yeah, of course. I mean, Kylian Mbappe. He got a few opportunities in the first half. They were sloppy in the first half. But they give a man like Kylian Mbappe 2 or 3 chances, then he's gonna hurt at some point. Senegal, they fought for 60 minutes, but the game's a 90 minutes. And the France prevailed. That's 3-1.
Yeah, they certainly did.
I thought the game became a little bit too much. Senegal allowed the game to be a little bit too open. And if you look at the opportunities that France got even before they scored, that wasn't a lot of space for the attacking midfielders to run into. And this French team, you'd rather have them playing the ball around rather than them running at you.
Did you sense the Senegalese getting tired at the back end of that contest?
Yeah, it could be tired, and that tired can even manifest not only physical but mental. And if you look at the first goal France scored, the centre-back, left side centre-back, Niakate, was caught ball watching and pointing, and that's exactly the space that Olise played the ball into for Mbappe. So sometimes, okay, it's going good, but mental fatigue starts setting in terms of that intensity of concentration. This is a high-level game, high-pressure game, and you need to be on it for 90 minutes.
Yeah, Craig, Senegal,
I think
not to be today.
You know, Senegal just lacked a proper form. They got a lot of chances in the first half. That if it was a Kylian Mbappe on the end of those, it would have been, the score would have been 4-5-1. You know, they created a chance, they defended well, did well. And then people don't realize this, but I think that Bailey was the person that made the game for France. Because he ran at them for the whole 60 minutes or so before they took him out. The back line was tired, and then they brought on the other player, and the other player scored immediately. So sometimes people see someone coming on and scoring immediately and don't know that the work that was made, that was done before. And what I liked about Dembele is how comfortably was willing to come off and to allow another player to come on. That shows such character. And I can understand why he became it.
Yeah, Michael Olise was brilliant as well for the French team. He opened up the Senegalese defense a couple of times, provided a few opportunities for Kylian Mbappe, and he finally took one to give them the lead. And gentlemen, the opening goal was really a beautiful goal to watch.
Yes, and a player of Olise's quality. So ball is playing around on the sides. And this is one of the few times he got to go at the defenders. Recognize that there's 3 Senegalese here, ball back. And then look at the top of the box, too late, Niakate. That's the space he played that ball. Seeing Kylian Mbappe making that run across. So if you look at the top of the box, the left hand side, that's the centre back there who should be covering the space. Should be a little bit deeper in line with the other defender on the far side and even the middle here. But he's caught too high. So once you have a forward can run across a centre back without one in front sandwiching, then you're going to have problems.
And then if you look at the same scenario, Senegal had about 6 opportunities like this in the first half. Just simply how Kylian Mbappe finished it one time, Yeah.
And what Mbappe, you know when you go sit down and go sleep.
Yeah, but back on your point where you're basically blaming Niakate for the goal. I think as a captain, Koulibaly should have been closer to a man like Kylian Mbappe in that situation.
Yeah, could have been closer, but
I should have been.
The ball coming in, that's jump. And maybe he could have come across the closer, but then open space for the ball at the back post. I'm just saying to prevent that situation on practice, you don't want the striker to be in front of a defender here. You want the next one to be sandwiched. So that ball will have to be perfect for the striker to get at. Two centre backs sandwiching the striker.
Yeah, and of course, once France got that opening goal, it became very clear that there would be more, and Barcode came on, and it didn't take long for him to deliver another pretty good goal, the second one.
Yeah, sure. Game open again. Olise, well, Rabiot it was this time. And the run from Mbappe here, the run from Mbappe, or the pulling away from Mbappe is what opened the space for Barcola. Because Barcola is on the left wing, Mbappe is in the center as a striker, and Mbappe just peel to the left. The defender's attention will be on Mbappe. The space open up now for Barcola to come in. And lovely finish. Knowing that the goalkeeper will be advancing, just a ding over the top.
Great composure.
I didn't notice those, I was cheering for Koulibaly the whole game, but on the second goal as well, Koulibaly was the person who was there with him and should have closed it now. So maybe age is playing a part on Koulibaly now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, just attraction to Mbappe. Because you figure, okay, this is...
But he was right there.
But you have world attackers running at you for 60, 70 minutes. You are working harder than you are in a normal football game. At some point, the legs are going to go, and mentally as well, at some point, you will fade.
Yeah, and this is what leads to the strength of the French team. That you can have the players who start doing Dembele, Olise, Mbappe. You can take them out and bring on players with the quality of Cherki, Barcola. It says something. So for the entire game, you have to be on cue defending against those players, which is tough.
Having said all of that, you would also have to say that Senegal deserved something from this match, and the goal, they fully deserved it.
Yeah, they played their part in the game, but if you're not here for the full 90 plus, then it's gonna hurt. They created a lot of chances, and that's one thing we have to give Senegal credit for. It was not just we're here to defend. They actually created high quality chances, and just on the end, they missed some quality there. If you think of even the chance that Ismaila Sarr got at the end of the first half, that gives the game a different complexion.
Sure.
Yeah, Nicholas Jackson hit the near post in the first half. Sarr as well with that fabulous opportunity at the end of it, and this is the Senegal goal.
Yeah, so Mbappe, who came on, have some speed, have some pace, took on his defender, which was one of the things they missed from the wingers. So Sadio Mane, albeit at age 34, Ismaila Sarr is not that profile of player. Ismaila Sarr is more a quote-unquote finisher, who didn't finish today. But now you have a player coming on and going at the defenders. Got Senegal a goal here, which was quickly erased.
Yeah, which was quickly erased by Kylian Mbappe, who would get his second goal of the contest after this to finish the contest 3-1 in favour of France. Didier Deschamps not very happy, of course, with giving up a goal in this contest. But 3 points for France. How do you think Didier Deschamps will come away feeling after this performance?
I think he'll be happy, to be honest, because he would have potentially labeled this as a banana skin. First game of the tournament against Senegal, just as it was the first game of the tournament in 2002, where they came in with top scorer of the English Premier League, Henry, top scorer Trezeguet of the Serie A, top scorer of the French League, Djibril Cissé, and they lost to Senegal there. Here he came in with a good team and managed to get by another good team. So top 3 ranked team beating the number 15 ranked.
And not just that, but from a tactical perspective, he had them barely on the pitch, yeah, running at them. running at them. Pull them off. Guy put on immediate change and an immediate result back over. Immediate result, goal. You know, so tactically it looked brilliant. We said talking about it in the room. Yeah, and it's just, I think what he would be mad about is just that one goal that they gave us. So to protect the clean sheet. But all in all, I think he would be happy. He should be happy with the team performance.
Yeah, he should be happy indeed. 3 points for France, and that is all you can ask for, especially in a tournament where we've had a number of drawn results before this contest. 8 of the first 16 matches ending in draws. That is a record for the first 16 matches at a FIFA World Cup. So much more to discuss from this game, including a very controversial moment. Was it a penalty? Was it not? It didn't matter, but we'll still chat about it after the break.
Alright. Once we hear the break, Grandma, run go. Mommy, your friends now? This of your part of you mean to have it. You have to read the situation, friends. You can't take no chance. You can't take no chance at this moment. Some of the like anything every time that I do that, like, so I'm gonna say nothing. Yeah, the game was fun to train, really. The game was really fun. But I'm not lie, but did really think say it'll be a run for their money. But end of the day, say go. The only thing I'm glad never ended with 3-0. At least every time the youth get him name right down to say him score a goal. For many people that say that go to 7-0, but it never work out so. France really do them something there. Germany are the only team, mommy. We love them whole of excitement there. With all of goal. Good, yeah, I was going to make this something, but just don't feel it.
I don't know.
You're not a big fan of more macaroni? Okay. Okay. The game end with more yellow card. You hear me? Yeah. What do you mean rise up? What you plan to do? No. So one of them Andrew phone can't stay for you. For the phone I'm gonna need, for the socket I'm gonna need. Let me know where you go to. Grandma. So that way in Bougie two socket. And you have some class, so that way one Bougie two socket. Eh? No man, so that way in Bougie two socket. One now we are clear. Honestly, we are clear.
I am back.
Get a little more laughter with the extended version of this episode of
Wait a minute, yeah, wait for the big match.
Initiating contact to win penalties.
And you think that is what happened in this case?
Yes, marginal.
You have to admit though, it was a crazy challenge from Sadio Mane.
It was madness. It was madness. And I think this is where, again, the mental tiredness starts to kick in, because you don't make a challenge like this
In the box.
any time at all in the box.
How do you stop him now? There was no way Sadio Mane was going to get to Kylian Mbappe without sliding up in that situation.
Just
As a defender, I see too. If he left him, straight goal. One more touch, and it's in the back.
But the angle is pretty wide.
How did he score the one that he went across his body in the back corner?
If we show in a much better position though.
Take a good look.
If you look
close
here,
to the edge of the 6 yard.
this is almost at the apex of the goal line and the penalty area. It was pretty wide. You run out the player there and hope that inside centrally.
I think the problem is though, Sadio Mane was nowhere close to Kylian Mbappe. I don't think he gets to him without the challenge. As crazy as it seems.
Yeah, but not a challenge. You want sliding in the box. It was somewhat careless.
So if I look at it here,
it was careless.
One more touch and he shoots into that far post.
Yeah, but you back your goalkeeper to defend that front post.
You defend the front post. The goalkeeper's going to defend the front post, and Kylian Mbappe is going to put it right in the back post, in the back of the net, like he did with the last goal.
Inside your mind, to be fair to him, he was probably thinking that, oh, Mbappe going to my goal, I have to try something.
I think that was it. I do agree with you, it was a crazy challenge. We have to wrap this part up and take a look at the table following today's game. Of course, it's just one match in the group, so you'll see France at the top with 3 points. Senegal, they don't have a point, but it's always good to see it on screen. I think it lives in the memory a little bit longer, and France, they are expected to top the group. So let's have a look at the group standings following that first game. So yes, France at the top. Senegal at the bottom, Norway and Iraq, they will be playing. That is a 5 o'clock match, and the pre-show for that is coming up right after this. So it's about that time when I have to say goodbye to my panelists. Well, most of them, Craig and Andrew, are leaving. They're on the older side, so they need more rest. The young defender, the young defender who has energy for days, will remain to help build up to the Iraq-Norway game, and Christopher will be replacing me in this season as well.
So
I'm not on the older side, I have other things to do. Just for clarity, I'm not on the older side, I just have other things to do. Let's wrap it up. France, 3-1 over Senegal in a rather entertaining Group I contest. The other game in the group coming up, Norway with Erling Haaland and company will be taking on Iraq. Stay tuned for that.
Oh no. Me look at me the now for you. No look where you go and come still looking up. No, tomorrow I'm put this up on the pause because I have no say, them are going to end up and hear the music. Oh boy. Jesus. Okay. Really, if I'm water to water to water to water to water.
What for water down there?
They get the piece. So I didn't want it. Danger. Yes, yeah, I don't want it. So I don't want it. Very 3%, this is 58% of France, 42% say Senegal. So them is a good look because at least never they far off. Like you like say France never about get nothing. More France and Senegal. So but they what I love is that even them get the goal, they never give up like moment like they know nobody on up and down like if it's chicken. I love that. Somebody else vote a while ago, make it 34 people vote, and this is final touch is 56% say France and 44% say Senegal. See they're not much far. Guys, I'm going to sign off 4:35 here because the next game I start 5 o'clock. So I'm going to give myself some time to prepare for the poster. So I put the poster already. No, I shouldn't prepare the poster yet. But as I work up something, give me one power for the door. I'm not lying. hurt. But so 4 more minutes of them off. And okay, the song up here. That's a minute. That's a more earth man come off. 3 more minutes and I'm off.
Well, then, yeah, I was one of that for history.
Yeah, of course. That's why I wanted us to be in this one. But yeah, they're back Norway, and it's a good story for Erling Haaland. His dad played a couple of years ago, so I'm excited to see what they bring to this World Cup because they are dark horse for a lot of people. So I want to see what they're made of.
And dark horses, for persons including myself, I think they're constructed really well. You have Sorloth, Atletico Madrid, Erling Haaland, Manchester City, Martin Odegaard, Arsenal, new set of plays for Leipzig. Wow, this is a well stacked team. But before we go into that discussion, I want to look at what happened with the 2-time champions France and multiple-time finalists. They faced off against Senegal. That ended 3-1. Didn't get anything in the first half, crazy, but what a second half.
Probably didn't get any goals.
Yeah, goals.
Got some goal notes. And I enjoyed that game thoroughly. And Senegal, I picked them as one of my 2 dark horses. And I don't get disappointed. I was watching the game and I just kind of fell apart. At the end of the game, France is a couple of goals. I thought to myself, I hope this team will lose confidence and we want to see them in the knockout round of the World Cup. But I think in France, we just saw the team to beat.
Wow, yeah, Kylian Mbappe, Tony getting being the all-time leading goal scorer for France, tied it up with that for France in the second half. And then what a way to be the goal scorer with that effort for France third. That was beautifully done.
Typical Kylian Mbappe goal with there. We're used to it, right? Not too special. Just Killian being Killian, you know.
Yeah, and also Markovic, instant impact for Bradley Barcola, came on 2 minutes later. It's on the score sheet as well.
Yes, and I spoke about it earlier. Deschamps, you can just look around and make a sub, and it's the same energy that player bring into the game. And you see, that said it, France, their bench today could have easily contend for the World Cup. And you saw the impact that Barcola had as soon as he came out.
And them Belly was
beautifully taken.
Them Belly a top-notch player in world football. Was even a factor today. And I just said it to someone before I came on here, you know, is France, they have good squads that good content for the World Cup. Here's kind of what you just said.
Yeah, but Dembele not being a factor today. I think it's because Kylian Mbappe trying to outshine it.
Nah. Just had a below par performance. But that's the problem. That's the problem for the other team. When a player of that quality can, you know, not have a subpar performance, and France can come out impressive with it. That is speaking. When you look at the substitutes, you mentioned Bradley coming off the bench, scoring with his first touch. What's the Manchester United midfielder? Cherokee. Getting a little quick run out. Manchester City, sorry. Getting a quick run out. This France squad, the squad is scary. Force. Scary. Yeah, scary. But not to be done, Ibrahim Mbaye, the sub for Senegal too. That was a sumptuous finish as well. That was a sumptuous finish. So France coming away with that win by 3-1 against Senegal. Not the easiest win for them, but they can say they got 3 points. And of course, you know, this can be the catalyst for their motivation to get back to that final. They would have lost in 2022, lost in 2006 against Italy, and the one against Argentina, both on penalty. So they'll be looking to get back to the summit. We're going to take a break, and then when we come back, we look at Iraq versus Norway. That's going to be interesting. This is Dare to Dream, our coverage of the 2026 FIFA World Cup Super.
Andrew Senor TV, why was Iran banned? What happened? Is that Iran not gonna play again? Let me know before I go. Are you still there, Andrew? Let me know, because I'm going to close off now. I want to hear what happened. I want to know what happened, why Iran not going to play again.
Something the month. No, I mean that's there need some definitely possible.
Oh, they're still playing. Okay, alright, no problem. Just wanted to know. Well, maybe I missed it. I mean, I say, them can play, so I don't know what happened.
But Dare to Dream, or coverage of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. And it's going to be Hey, welcome back. My name is Chris Scott, and we're looking at these two teams and what they can bring. We first are going to take a closer look of the Iraqi team?
I was born in Sweden, but I played for the Iraqi national team. My parents, in my upbringing, they have been very talkative to me and, you know, told me about my origin. And yeah, it's been a big part of my childhood.
We lived in Liverpool, but both my parents were obviously Iraqi. We ate Iraqi food, we watched Iraqi TV shows, listened to Iraqi music. When I entered the house and I went through those doors, it felt like home. But I think what football has done is helped bridge that gap between different cultures, between different environments. 40 years, it was way too long for Iraq to get back to the world stage. A lot of stuff probably wasn't in our control, you know, maybe not being able to play at home for so many years as well really affected our chances of qualifying. But I think it's all about perspective in life and football, and we're just trying to flip it in a way that's going to benefit us and help us achieve something at this World Cup.
We have players from all over the world, from Iraq and outside, and we work together as a collective, no matter our differences that we might have. We are a team and we work here for a common goal.
All the challenges we have to face through the qualification stages. That was probably the best footballing night of my life.
We didn't see ourselves losing no matter what happened in the game. I think if you can put the words into it, I will always be proud and grateful that I would be able to be in that moment.
To have a moment like that, but it's a memory that bonds us forever now, so it's really special. Every time we have to put that Iraq shirt on, it's a very heavy responsibility, and you can feel the weight of a whole nation.
We know the Iraqi people have high expectations and they believe very highly in us, and that's a compliment.
For me, we're definitely one of the strongest teams in the Asian continent, so we should have that expectation of ourselves.
The Iraqi people, no matter what happens, they stand up, they rise, they go again, and they look for a better day tomorrow, and that's the same mentality we have in the national team.
40 years in the making. Last time, which was their only time prior to this appearance, was 1986. And they'll be looking to create some havoc in this very, very telling story, Tracy, for this Iraqi team. And they'll be looking to really make use of their opportunity.
Entire generation. Tony was probably about 10 or 15 years old at that time. But this is a good story, of course, and it will add motivation to the Iraqi team. I was looking at their path to the World Cup. They came in via the intercontinental playoffs and beat South American opponents, Bolivia, to qualify. They finished second to Saudi Arabia in their qualifying group. So it's a quality team, and we've seen the teams from that part of the world playing some good football. Quality team, we can't underrate these teams coming from that part of the world anymore, and especially as this tournament continues to unfold, teams from that part of the world coping much better with the conditions, and I'm looking for a good run-out from Iraq.
Yep, and the team that they'll be facing is Norway, who will be making their fourth appearance at a FIFA World Cup, their first since 1990. Let's take a look at this.